Greeting interwebs, this is Jackie K, and welcome for another edition of Game & Chill. This one's gonna be a little abnormal, because essentially I realized in the middle of doing this Shining Hunt Legends Arceus stream that I haven't recorded a Game & Chill yet, so I just included some updates in the middle of it. And I figured the shenanigans I got into trying to get this Petilil before my copy of Legends EA comes in, or more specifically my Switch 2 comes in, could suffice as a substitution for the usual Game Chill shenanigans, because after doing a 2.5 hour stream in the middle of the week, I figured the best way to compensate myself for the wasted time was to turn this into a Game Chill video. Don't worry, I'll cut out all the boring stuff. If you are worried about missing anything, I will include a link to the full VOD, but trust me, there's just a lot of just resetting the game console trying to get Petilil, or something that'll happen later on. Either way, I hope you enjoy, and I'll make sure that you're only getting the good stuff. Even if I need to borrow gameplay from elsewhere to break up the tedium of resetting for a Petilil Outbreak, or even resetting within a Petilil Outbreak. It looks like they updated the time frame that my Switch 2 package is coming from like end of 1 to like at latest 2 o'clock. Then again, like, they did the song and dance yesterday where they kept saying that it was going to be delivered today, but it kept getting delayed and delayed until the following day, so I don't have too much trust in that. I figure it's worth bringing up because that's like trying to get this Petilil before my Switch 2 comes is kinda, not exactly, but kinda sort of the theme going on with today's stream. It's part of the reason I just want to jump right into it. I'm not even gonna promise enduring commentary. Like, I might even just snack on stuff while I'm checking for Pokemon encounters. I'm just figured I'd be playing the game. I got some time off. I don't know. I mean, other than the novelty of having the moment where I get the final Hissui Pokemon I need on stream, I'm not sure why I'm streaming besides that. That's probably enough reason in of itself, because I am perfectly content playing the game myself. I actually did play for an hour or so yesterday. No Petilils, but I did save. There's 2 Spirit Tombs on this stream, and I kind of saved because I did some... Well, we'll do a quick flyby. How about I start over from the beginning? I'm Jackie K. Typically, if I do stream, it would be on Saturday evenings. However, I got some time off today, and I was going to play Legends Arceus anyways. So I set up the stream. Why? Well, I guess that there's just a part of me that wants this moment to be on stream. Because for several years, I don't remember if it was a goal that I've had since the game came out, but it's been a goal for a very long time. I want to get one of each of the new Pokemon that have showed up in Pokemon Legends Arceus. And so far, in terms of like getting a Pokemon from each family, I only have one left, and that's the Petilil line. Now to add another fold to this juicy drama, I finally caved because I want to have a Switch 2 in time for the Kirby Air Riders playtest. I'd ordered a Switch 2 a couple days ago, so that's going to be coming any day now. And my goal is specifically to get these shiny Pokemon before I play Legends EA. And you know what? I figured I was on the fence for a long time, but I figured that... But yeah, Switch 2 is coming today, and I figured I might as well just get the Legends EA bundle, because if I ever change my mind about the game, I would have to pay $70, or settle for the Switch 1 version. So I got a Switch 2 that came with a copy of Pokemon Legends ZA. So there's an actual timer now to how long I have if I want to reach the goal of getting every Hissui shiny before I play Legends ZA. But it was the first one I could find, so that's what I decided to settle with. I'm just glad that we're getting mass outbreaks in this area so frequently. We'll have another Petilil set to worry about in no time. So, there's 2 Lickitung outbreaks here. Why is it so hard to get an outbreak of Petilils? I've gotten more Spiritomb outbreaks than I have Petilil outbreaks today. I should check Pokemon Go because I guess because of an event going on in the game, for some reason Petilils have started appearing in the wild, almost like to provoke, almost as like a taunt. I'm no longer picky though. Like, if I find a Petilil in Pokemon Go, I'm gonna count it, cause the time is running nigh. I'm so close yet so far. Yeah. Maybe there's a part of me that secretly feels that after the recording session failures that I had yesterday, that even just a little something like this would help make up for the lost time. It was like, I don't want to like give anything away because I don't even know if it'll be the next playthrough series I do, but I am trying to work on one of the next playthroughs series. And let's just say I've been having some technical difficulties recording the first episode just because of how long-winded it can be. Found myself getting a little bit strained and frustrated by it all. Not help that later on in the day, I tried to do some drawings for like game art, for assets for a game that I'm working on. I did make drawings, I'm just not sure if I'm happy with them. Like, I don't know if they're good enough for the game I want to use, so I might just make them again. At least with the art though, I could just share the drawings if I end up scrapping them, but with recordings, if those don't really pan out to anything, then just at a loss. Maybe I should have just... Shoot, I completely forgot that I haven't recorded a Game & Chill yet. I should have just done that instead. Well, but I'm already live. Yeah, screw it, why not? Greetings interwebs, this is Jackie K, and welcome to a live Game & Chill. It's live just because I'm doing a live stream and just realized I haven't recorded a Game & Chill this month. So let's just do Game & Chill now. Updates in regards to the channel include, outside of trying to get back to an every other week with live streaming, if not more frequently if this random Tuesday stream is an indication of itself, I don't have any major video plans for the month. A lot of my plans are essentially going to be boiled down to what I'm able to make in the month and what I'm willing to share. Because currently, I'm working on I'm bouncing between 2 different possible games for the next playthrough series on the channel. One that already exists as a live stream, but I'm gonna edit down into videos, and another that I'm gonna do from scratch. However, it involves using equipment that I haven't touched in a really long time, so that's kind of what I was talking about earlier on the stream, with just feeling like I wasted a whole bunch of the day just trying to get something that worked. There are other things that I'm bouncing around between that may go up throughout the month as well. For example, I do kind of want to get into... When I was making the videos for OC October, there was technically one I missed, or never got around to. That whole villains video that I uploaded on Halloween. There was actually a whole section for villains outside of Shadow Claw that I just cut it out of the video to give myself more time to edit the video. and ensure that I got it up in the month of October. So there is a part of me that wants to sit down one of these weeks and record a voiceover and see if I can edit something a little together for that final portion of Miscellaneous Overseer of the Element Villains. And part of my pause, I'm just trying to recall off the top of my head if there's anything else of note going on. Nothing that's coming to mind immediately. Oh yeah, I guess a big thing was that I felt like I really was lacking on my work with game design last month because I spent so much time working on the videos and the art prompts. So part of the reason why I'm not in a rush to get back into a routine video upload schedule is because I want to make sure I dedicate some time throughout the month to work on game design. I've been fiddling around with a little bit of things here and there. I'm just not sure if I've really done anything eventful enough to really bring back the game dev vlog shorts that I've been doing. But yeah, I guess the most major channel related thing that's going to change is the fact that I think I'm going to be taking a few weeks, if not more, of a hiatus from the game dev vlogs. I have made a few accomplishments with that game, so it's not like I haven't been working on it at all. It's just a mixture of the things that I have been working on lately either being too insignificant to actually make a short on, or being too much of a significance to spoil with a short or something like that. So far it's fallen into one of the two camps. The only thing that's really happened that doesn't fall into one of those two camps was I made some adjustments with the air jump power up. So now that I can actually destroy bushes. Oh yeah, that reminds me, I've made some improvements with how the character interacts with the bushes in general, because for those of you not following, I'm working on a little platformer. Don't know if it's actually going to be published at all. For now, it's just an excuse to work on game design and get more comfortable with the Got-It engine that I've been working on. Point being, it's a small platformer starring one of my characters that can wield fire, so her entire gimmick is that she can jump. Well, the jumping's not the gimmick, of course, but she has this air dash that actually turns her ablaze whenever she's in the air dash animation. So you jump in the air dash, and you can use that air dash to interact with things like bushes. If you air dash through a bush, you pass right through it and burn it. If you air dash into a log, it slowly starts to burn. Stuff like that. And then you got the soul spirit power-ups that I'm working on, one for each of the other elements, and they give her a secondary ability. Like the air jump I was talking about before. You pick up a wind soul spirit, and you get a little fancy double jump. I've been working on trying to add more to it, so it's not just a double jump, it actually has some cool applications. I do have a short that I uploaded a couple weeks ago that goes over it. Main thing I've added since that short was the whole concept of being able to breeze through, being able to destroy the bushes if you're in the middle of a double jump, because you just blow the bushes away with your wind. And I guess while I'm talking about stuff with the game, because I don't know what else we're gonna do while I'm soft resetting, we got the Earth power up, which essentially turns your wall jumping into more of a wall cling. Because another thing ability that she has by default is if you jump up against a wall, you slowly slide down it, and you can wall jump. The Earth power up makes that significantly more easy by taking that wall slide and just freezing it in place. Instead of sliding down the wall, you just stay in place and you can manually move up and down the wall as you please. It also has a secondary effect of clinging to the ceiling in a similar way, so you can actually traverse across the ceiling. Maybe that power needs a little bit more spice to it, especially considering especially in comparison to the last one. Half the reason why I thought that I could tweak around the wind power to add a little more to it. But last but certainly not least is the water power. And it essentially like turns your stomp into a bounce from Sonic Adventure 2. You do a stomp and you like bounce back up into the air. It's got a few other... If you dash into a wall, you bounce off it. And essentially gives you like a lot of quick wall jumps in a row. Oh yeah, and it can also allow you to traverse across spikes/water. Kind of in the Scrooge McDuck, Cranky Kong from DK Country Tropical Freeze sort of ordeal, where you stomp the ground with the power, and the bubble bounces you back up into the air. And as long as you just remember to keep stomping the ground, you can keep bouncing across the hazards. One of these is... Yeah. A thing I've been pondering a lot with the powers is 2 of them are essentially just abilities that I already made from the platformer tutorial, and I just turned them into a power-up. And the other one has so much more going on with it that it almost feels more of a gimmick than it does an ability that like feels like a power-up or extends your movement. Now I gotta know if Lilligan appears anywhere besides in the Crimson Mireland, because as badly as I want to get the Petilils, I am getting a little tired of just spending more time software setting than actually playing the game. This is why I'm not good with permutations and similar shiny hunting methods. Because, like, if I'm not making progress in the Pokédex as I'm playing, the time... No, what makes the time between each shiny Pokemon I find go by so much more smoothly is getting to check off little things off my Pokédex here and there as I explore around and check out other outbreaks. But I'm trying to cut out that fluff so we can get this Petilil as quickly as possible. But it's kind of discouraging that we're almost like 20 minutes in and have yet to find a single Petilil outbreak. Ah, screw it. I shouldn't. But I just want to get something. Or I just want to do something besides reset. And I never see a Overquill outbreak here, let alone the standard one. So I think we can afford to check that out real quick. If nothing else, it just means that I can have a shiny Overquill and a shiny Qwilfish. And that would be pretty cool because they're actually 2 distinct Hissui Pokemon. Smoke Bomb before they see me, because it would be nice to at least catch a couple before. Then, why didn't I just pick up that item automatically? Oh cool, the sound of dripping water alerted one of the Qwilfish. And now it's gonna try to blow up in my face. The question is, do I have anything that could actually hurt them? Oh well, at least we're getting the very tedious task of doing agile moves out of the way. You gotta look for the... Well, what's the saying goes? There's always look on the bright side, but I swear I was going for a different saying that said exactly the same thing. Alright, if I could, like, actually get to attack one of these Qwilfish before they attack me, that'd be great. Okay, that's a start. Oh, there's a third! How long has there been a third? And this is certainly a Petilil shiny hunting stream. Look, if anyone's just coming in, welcome to how I play Pokemon Legends. Even when I say I'm going for something, I manage to somehow get sidetracked anyways. You know, I kind of forget it. I've been avoiding Legends ZA so much, I don't even remember if Pokemon have abilities in Legends ZA. No, thinking a little bit more about it, I think there was some sort of announcement or some sort of news before the game released that confirmed that they didn't have abilities but I guess when they either had abilities or held items. One of the two. Can't think of which off the top of my head. And to be fair, I don't mind keeping it that way, because, again, probably actually going to get to play ZA soon, so the fact I managed to dodge as many spoilers as I have, despite the game being out for the week, is a miracle in and of itself. So I kind of like to keep it that way. I like to at least go in. I've gone so far, and only gotten spoiled on 2 megas, so I like to keep it that way. I like to go into Legends ZA and be genuinely surprised by at least 1 Mega Evolution in the game. I don't know if that's going to happen, because I have no idea how many Megas are in the game. As far as I know, like, they could have revealed like 90% of them, and the reason I haven't heard about more than 2 is because they already talked / revealed all but 2 before the game came out in like those teaser trailers and the like. Funny story, I was all set to actually like dual game. Like, I had everything set up with my 3DS already, so I was all set to like have this game going on the stream and then have like a separate window for like shiny hunting in a different game where Petilil appeared, so I could just like have do some work towards my goal while I'm sitting on this giant black screen of Doom. But it turns out that I do not have any means to get a Petilil besides Pokemon Go, this, and maybe another Switch game like Sword or Shield. But I don't have 2 capture cards, so streaming 2 different Switch games is out of the option. I was gonna go for Friend Safari and Pokemon Y, but I don't have a Friend Safari with a Petilil. I can't SOS chain it in Sun or Moon because it's apparently a Moon exclusive, and I have the low games I have are Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Ultra Sun. So isn't that a funny twist of fate? What else? So that kind of just leaves me with Black and White, and there isn't really like any solid shiny hunting options in Black and White. Plus, I've reset those games so many times that I definitely don't have a shiny charm. I don't think I ever went for the Pokedex in those older games anyways, so I wouldn't have a shiny charm anyways. Too much. Oh, I gotta sign into Twitch. Or I mean sign into Steam in order to do that. God, where are all the Petilils? How have we gone so long without any sort of Petilil? That. Oh hey! We finally got an outbreak in Chris and Ireland. It's about time. Oh my god! And it's a double wave. We got 2 chances at this. Yeah. I don't think I've gotten this excited for an outbreak before I even know if there's going to be a shiny in it or not. I'm half tempted to even just save right here, but I've been waiting for this moment all stream. Our first Petilil outbreak. Maybe just save here, because like if there's 2 waves, then hypothetically that gives me even more opportunities to get them. But I'm not sure if I want to like pull up my web browser and look up the Google spreadsheet for permutations. I just kind of want to go with the vibes and get what I'm looking for. Man, like, on one hand I don't want to do permutations, on the other hand I don't want to spend another 5 minutes. Well, it's way longer than 5 minutes, but I don't want to spend even longer just looking for another outbreak specifically of this Pokemon in the first place. Wave. Oh, they're alphas. Maybe it is worth trying the permutations thing, if only because, you know, we not only could we finally get a shiny Petilil tonight, we could get an alpha shiny Petilil and an alpha shiny Hissui and Lilligant. I was kind of afraid of that. Seth, when can you learn Recover? This has become a little problematic. Screw it. Like, I'm gonna be softer setting either way. Let's try the permutation thing one more time. This has to be the stream where we end this strife. We end these trials. But these Petilils don't seem to be that skimmish, all things considered. And again, there's no promises that I'm actually gonna stick to this. Especially because realistically, I should be focusing on trying to do stuff with the alpha set. If there's a shiny I want to find, it's definitely in that one, but I'll take a constellation. Plus, there's a factor that I don't know what it means if they just run away. If I'm just like screwed in the RNG altogether or not. Did it really survive a strong style poison type move? I guess I am just now realizing that Toxicroak is a little underleveled. Where's the other Petilils? How'd you get way up there? You were not there a moment ago. Yeah, as much as I don't want to go for the trouble finding another outbreak, especially with how much it took to find this one in the first place. But I don't know if I'm gonna be able to stick to this permutation shenanigans enough to actually pull it off properly. I'm not even sure why I'm bothering to catch these last two. There's no more Petilils popping up. It's not really an indication of anything special coming out. It's fine. The timeline's gonna be reset in like 5 seconds anyways. Nothing that happens to me even matters. I know you're here somewhere. Is it really even worth it? We all know what's gonna... How'd you get all the way over there? Anyways, I'm not sure for how long I was muted, so I'll recap. I took a break immediately after taking a break because I checked my emails and realized that there was a package. And sure enough, I checked the port and my Switch 2 came in. So, as I'm playing, I literally have the characters from Legends EA staring me down from the Switch 2 box art. So the pressure is on to get this stupid Petilil this stream. Because regardless of all the odds against me, I still want to get this last Hissui shiny before touching ZA. If things keep going this badly, maybe we'll even have a Legends Arceus stream on the Switch 2 before we get to see what's up with ZA. Or before I get to see what's up with ZA. So we're loading all. Any Petilils in Pokemon Go? If I get a shiny Petilil in Pokemon Go, I'm counting it. I'm not sure if I'll have time to do it on stream, but I will transfer it from home, or transfer it from Go to home, and evolve it in this game. That's knockout number 1. Man, if only I could like attach my Pokemon to a jet ball. That can make this process so much easier. I couldn't see if it was facing me or looking away from me. If I saw another Petilil over there. Just gotta get you to turn around. Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit closer to my descent of madness. Turn around. Why did I not feel like I got turn priority with that knockout? Turn around, Petilil. I just wanna knock you out for turn around, Petilil. Every now and then I find myself wondering how I even know the song. It's been way too long. And I'm sure I'm getting it all wrong. No, it's alerted. It's gotta go in now. Turn around, but don't run away, cause I don't know how that affects permutations. Turn around. Stay in the Pokeball and make this easier. Turn around. Littles. Where the heck is the remainder of you, round littles? Why do they run so far? And go... blah blah. Hopefully this is the last one. Got a whole little musical number to you. It's not? Of course it's not. Why would the Petilils make anything easy on me? Petilil, Petilil, maybe give a little more. Petilil, Petilil. Where are you, Petilil? That's a route. Petilil, Petilil. Petilil, how'd you even climb up the cliff to get over there? Great, now I got Carvine up my butt. So I just catch the rest and hope for the best. Including hoping that they don't, like, go all the way over the map. You saw nothing. That was just the sky falling. Absolutely nothing. Turn around, Petilil. Gotcha. Can't believe that's two that I screwed up the same exact way. No! Well, I'm tempted to just reset there, but maybe, just maybe. That led to something I would have missed. Nah, who am I kidding? I'm just coping. Maybe the top ones are so hard because that's where the shiny is hiding. I mean, technically, I shouldn't really run my Switch 2 until I get the special SD card or whatever that it needs. That was online. I only ordered that. I'm still waiting for that to come in. So maybe that's a good enough excuse to keep the Switch 2 in Xbox, even if I don't get a stupid shiny Petilil tonight. I really don't want it to come to that, but... Oh, I almost got completely obliterated by a Lilligant. I was gonna take advantage of it sleeping, but apparently, like... it just saw his kin getting captured, and that was enough to wake it up, even though it was like a mile away, or a block away. One of the two. That should be the third catch. I kind of lost count, but counting that's the third catch. Like I thought. Oh shoot! I targeted the Petilil. Thankfully it's not running. Seeing Lilligant just... apparently the game doesn't renumber where they are and just respawns them in a completely random other part of the map. Where even is that Lilligant? You wanna throw hands? I'm ready to throw hands. I only moved on to the little ones because I thought you were too chicken to fight me. I don't know what to tell y'all. Been going at this for like 2.5 hours. I gotta either take a break or end the stream. And I'm leaning towards the latter, so thank you all for tuning in. We'll see if I decide to keep this or just try to go for some other outbreaks on my own time, and the fate of what will happen to Legends EA, up in the air. It really sucks if I come this close and just play the game before finishing that goal. Well, I'm gonna wrap things up so I can go pick up... yeah. Greeting interwebs, it's Jackie K from the editing board again. So, off screen after the stream, I did some more hunting for Petilil outbreaks, decided to go back to the usual method instead of permutations. I finished up the Petilil outbreak. It was even a special one with 2 waves guaranteed. The second wave being alphas, but no shiny. There's a nearby Cabana outbreak that had berries, so I figured I'd just go by and stock up on the berries before going back to the hunt, and you'll never guess what happened. Though I probably gave you too much of a hint. Thinking more about it, I'm not sure if this is a good omen for hunts to come, or a complete slap to the face. I do get a little superstitious getting a shiny while trying to get another, like I only allowed to get 1 shiny per day or something. But despite the temptation to reset this and go back to permutations on Petilil, especially because of how lucky I was to get an alpha outbreak again, I decided that I'm going to keep the Carbine and just press onwards. After all, it's easier to edit a video while soft resetting for outbreaks than it is to edit the video while soft resetting for permutations. The latter requires a little bit more critical thinking. So, crossing my fingers, wish me the best of luck, because it seems like I'm definitely going to need it if I want to pet a little before the end of the night. Update from Jackie K and the editing board. It's now 8 o'clock. I have yet to find a shiny Petilil, but I have found a Petilil in Pokemon Go as an XSL. Too bad that you can't really evolve Petilil into Lilligant in Pokemon Go. And the size variations get completely wiped when you send them the Pokemon home. Not that it wouldn't really matter. XSL Pokemon are just a cheap budget shiny variant that just take up way too much menu time, making them more annoying than they are fun to catch half the time. And there is like a 1% of the time that is fun, but at least 90% of that 1% is when is already a shiny in of itself. That reminds me, I don't know if I've ever gotten a shiny XXL Pokemon in Pokemon Go. Maybe I'll look later on. Hey, taking a break from editing the game chill, because in the midst of doing Mass Outbreak, I found a singular Petilil Outbreak. And I think it's a good omen, so I'm going to do a live recording on this, with the hopes that it gives me the luck I need to actually get this stupid thing. It's been long enough. Crossing my fingers. No. Back to the hunt then, I guess. She has no style, but she has a grace. This little git is a pain in the face. The commotion probably makes them all run. What can I do? This isn't Golden Sun. Does that count as a rhyme? I feel like I'm really stretching the definition of a rhyme. Alright, manage my seat. I have not gotten this lucky just fighting Petilil outbreaks. I think it's like the third one in a row. About having to reset for like 4 hours at 20 minutes at a time. Temptation is just go right into range. Or this little... Of course that ruins everything. Fine, I'm not doing permutations. As long as I'm able to catch shit when I hear a sparkle, that's all that matters. It would help with keeping track of counts or checker, but I guess I can just look back in the recording if I'm real here. Oh, it's a double wave! I wasn't even expecting that. Not sure that really changes anything, but I kind of wish I saved. I don't think I saved. Currently at 150% over. Current odds are currently at 150%. Maybe looking 150 will be the time. Beat the time. 2 waves and still nothing. I prefer this over spending like an hour straight not getting a single look at a little outbreak in general, at the very least. And you know what, while I'm recording, this is a good time to do something that I actually kind of forgot about. I've been spending all this time traveling the lands, searching far and wide for at least one Pokemon from each Hissui line. But is that quest truly complete? If I still have Pokemon to evolve into actual Hissui Pokemon. Let's start by giving ourselves a Qwilfish. Wait, what does Qwilfish need to evolve into Overquill? Well, I guess y'all can hang around until I figure out how to evolve. In the meantime, trying to say hello to our new little friend. Alright. Not too long though, because I still gotta find that Petilil. Well, it's a good thing. I'm glad I'm actually recording every time I find Petilil Outbreak, so I can actually look back in the video files and tell you exactly how long. Well, I don't know if I'll remember to tell you. Point being is it's been forever since I last saw a Petilil Outbreak in general. Wouldn't be surprised if it was like half an hour, if not longer. It's not really anything crazy, but I'm hoping to get a sparkle out of this anyways. That's one that ran away, one hiding behind this bush. Probably two, if I'm gonna be honest. And nothing. I'm up to 343 checks. I told myself I was only going to give it an hour, and I'm already approaching 2 hours. Today. This is the 5th Petilil Outbreak I have on stream. Thank goodness it didn't take nearly as long as the last one. I think it was only like 2 resets compared to the others. I've lost my will to talk a long time ago. So I'm just going to when... if anything interesting happens. Cough, cough. Oh, leading off of Logan is kind of interesting. Especially when it sees me right away and wants me dead. Here, have some mud in your face. It happened! It finally happened! I can actually play a game on my Switch 2 that's not a Switch 1 game now! Allegedly. I don't know, I heard the sparkle I saved. God, like the only difference between Logan or Petilil are their eyes, so I don't know which one's the sparkly one. And I've never implemented the spray of all times. Come on, little friend. Is that you? You don't have red eyes. You actually look more like a normal Petilil than the normal Petilil. But I'm pretty sure the red eyes, I'm pretty sure the blue eyes is what's the difference. I've done some studying. Off screen. That's how long it's been. Wait, that's not... There's still more? Yeah, screw it. Let's just finish up this outbreak just in case anything crazy happens. No more? Okay, that's good enough for me. I have to cut that out because unfortunately I found out in the process of backing up my Switch data, or moving my Switch 1 data to my Switch 2, that shiny Darkrai that I got in a trade indeed was too good to be true. But you know what's not too good to be true? This little fella. Stubborn's not in nature, otherwise I guess it. Bold. You're a bold one. Naive. Funny enough, I was thinking of like innocent, something similar to naive, but then of course that's not what I said out loud. Doesn't matter. We finally got our new friend. Yeah, I don't know if there's really like any difference between shiny Petilil and normal Petilil besides the eyes. And while I definitely can't evolve this on screen along with my other Pokemon. With the little bit of side questing I did in between attempts just to ensure that I don't lose my sanity. That was apparently just enough to get Qwilfish the levels it needs to evolve. Oh, right, you can't evolve it if it's out. So I think this is a good note to end off on. Let's see. That is the last shiny Hissui we need. And while we can't see what the Petilil looks like on stream because I'm ready to start settling in for bed, we can see what you look like. It's gonna feel weird to say, but he actually looks better as a shiny in Pokemon Go than he does in this game. But maybe it's just a lighting effect. Also, I just realized that whatever glitch I was having with Elgato just fixed itself. Because now the previous screen looks just fine. Yeah, it looks all right here. It's kind of got a little bit of a similar... For some reason, this coloring reminds me a little bit of the Joldian? What do we call it? Oh, it's just a sunstone. Screw it. You know what? I take back my outro. Cut it out. Ending with a Typhlosion evolution is cool and all, but I feel like it'd be much more fitting to end off this Hissui saga with the evolution of the Pokemon that's been evading me, giving me torture, driving me mad for this entire week. And the only difference I can find is that it has an orange flower instead of the pink flower. And I only know that because I literally have the Bulbapedia page up for this fella. Because that's how I realized that it evolved with Sunstone. You know, the orange highlights look kind of nice from here. Alright. Now to do this proper. Thank you all for tuning in for this overly extended game and chill. But I think it's worth all the stuff I'm going to have to add in post. To finally be able to say, I finally seen and own all the shinies that have debuted in this game. With a slight asterisk, because some of them still need to evolve, but as long as I have the pre-evolved form, I'm counting it. Just as importantly, compared to completing a goal that I've had since pretty much the beginning of this game, or at least when I've gotten shiny hunting, which is still pretty long, I finally have no regrets opening up and finally trying out Pokemon Legends DA. I don't feel like I'm betraying anything or that. I can actually play Switch 2 games on my Switch 2. Enough dabbling though. Thank you all for tuning in, and I hope to see you all for more Game and Chill. Just because my shiny quest is finally over doesn't mean my adventures in Hissui are... I'll just have to think for a bit of exactly what we're going to do next. Until then though, take care.